Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. So what are you looking at? You're looking at a truckload of 250X. Now, the story on this rig, everything's got to have a story, right? This used to belong to Tough Motorsports, and this thing was actually raced. I mean, you could see the oversized exhaust system on it. That's the axle for it, right? Oversized. I'm going to show you the motor. It has an intake that like had a full barrel Holly on it. The back plastic, obviously the seat. Came with a muffler. Looks like a Cobra to me. This is the steering shaft. Obviously some front suspension pieces. You could see the back rotor there. The back grab bar, the front bumper. Obviously, I got the frame and the motor. Now, the story I was told is Tufts Motorsports raced this thing. And look at the size of the exhaust on there. It does have a VIN number, and the VIN number is clean. Came with a headlight. And obviously that's the back carrier. So here's the motor. If you try to kickstart the motor, it appears to be seized. Look at the size of the intake for the carburetor. Anyway, at some point this engine seized. Why did it seize? Okay. You know, once again, you can't move the Kickstarter. This does have a little divot right there. So I don't know if anybody tried to turn it over by hand or not. That'll be another video when we try to figure out what the condition of this motor actually is. If the motor frees up and it's actually a good motor, this was more or less stolen. I paid $210 for the deal for all the parts. So if the motor frees up, I'm, you know, a cheap eBay motor is $500-600. You're lucky to get it to your house for $500 or $600, and that's cheap. 250X, 300EX, 400EX, those motors, it could be over $1,000 before you get one to your house. Or they have a rebuild service where you can send them a motor which costs you money. They rebuild it and send it back to you. But even that, some of those guys are asking up to $1,200 for them. Some of them a little cheaper, but you know, those are the kind of numbers you're throwing around for this. It's kind of like ultra lightweight swing arm, but it appears to be cracked. It's probably magnesium, and once again, it's cracked. Tough to weld magnesium because it can catch fire, and then you got another whole issue. I mean, everything looks nice. Everything looks clean and nice, and you can put it into gear. Right, comes right out of gear. It appears as if the stator is here. The wires look like they're in pretty good shape. So, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine to what the problem with it is. Just quickly adding up pieces, I got a complete exhaust system, put a price tag on it. I got a carrier and a cracked swing arm, that fancy axle, thick and heavy, back plastic that's actually in decent shape, a seat that's got a little wear to it, a back shock, front bumper, skid plate. I don't know, you start adding these parts up and I'd venture to say that will go crazy through 220 before we even get to, well, the motor's shot, but the head is good, or the bottom end of the motor is good, but the top end isn't. Yeah, I was just looking at these two bolts going, wait a minute, if I if I see a hole for a starter, this is not a 200X, but there is no hole for a starter, so it is in fact a 200X. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I got robbed or if you guys think it's a home run. I want to thank you all for joining me to watch, comment, subscribe. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.